I am back. Hey, what's up, you guys? In the background, you're going to see some gameplay, some Safeguard. I was with my boy, it's Delta Elite, and we were going in on some Safeguard. Now, you know I don't play Safeguard too often, but it was the new DLC, so you kind of take what they give you until they put the domination maps into rotation. But anyway, I wanted to talk about a specific topic today. Drifter. Yes, Drifter put out a video today in-depth about score streaks. Now, I gotta be honest, I didn't agree with pretty much anything he said, but I want to address a few things that he talked about and give my opinion on it and why I feel he was wrong. Now, let me put a disclaimer out there for any of you Drifter fans. This isn't necessarily a personal attack. Some of you guys will take it this way no matter what I say, but it's not necessarily personal on Drifter. I just feel he had this wrong. Just like I felt when he put the Hives video out, he was 100% wrong about Hives. I felt like he had no clue what he was talking about, and I'm kind of feeling that way about this right now. Now, I'm a certified Scorestreak assassin. Now, if you haven't seen my channel or if you haven't watched my videos, then you have no clue what I'm talking about. But if you watch the videos, you know one thing we do at Camper Nation is we get into Scorestreaks and we lay people down. That's almost our primary focus when playing. We camp, and no, we're not corner camping. We're being strategic and we're trying to get into our Scorestreaks because we believe Scorestreaks makes a difference. So when someone comes out with a topic about Scorestreaks, of course I'm going to have an opinion. Now, let me tell you the first thing he said. Wait, let me lay this guy down. The first thing he said that kind of got my blood boiling right off the back. He decided to put Scorestreaks into different tiers. And he started off with the weakest tier, a tier 1. And he had the Mothership in there. He actually had to say that the Mothership was pretty bad. He was talking about how the Mothership get shot down easily. And it's almost not worth it. And I'm thinking this guy has no clue. The Mothership is absolutely the best score streak on this game. Hands down. It's not even close. And I feel like maybe he hasn't worked it enough. Now, I got to be honest. When the Mothership first came out, before they buffed it, it was pretty weak. It got shot down in like 2 or 3 rockets. It wasn't very effective. And I can understand people having that opinion. But once they buffed it and they made it harder to shoot down, you can lay people down. Now, one of the things he was talking about is how fast it gets shot down. Now, I got to preface this before I go into this. The one thing about score streaks and understanding score streaks is understanding that score streaks are more effective in different game modes. You got to understand the game mode you're playing in, whether you're going TDM, whether you're going kill confirm, whether you're going domination, and understand that your score streaks should be conducive to what game mode you are playing, because it does make a huge difference. Because some game modes are just too quick, you're not going to get into the higher score streaks. So there are some effective lower end score streaks, and I'm saying this because I'm about to make a point about the Mothership. Now, you know I play mostly domination, and I like to play game modes where the spawns are more controlled, whether it's kill confirmed. But you find things like even a new mode, Fracture or TDM, the spawns are a little more erratic. So since they're erratic, it's a little harder to kill people when you get into a Mothership. But like, take for example a game mode like Domination, where I know where they're going to spawn. Yes, they can shoot me down with rockets, but in Domination, once you kill them, from the ship, you can see where all your teammates are. You pretty much know where they're going to spawn. You can look left and right and keep laying turrets down before they can even shoot you with the rocket. I don't know how he called this score streak weak. When I get like 25 to 30 kills when I bring out a Mothership, I lay people down. And that's only because I feel like he's not being effective with it. The same thing with the Beehives. But anyway, the fact that he put that in tier 1, I almost flipped out of my chair. I'm like, what do you mean that's a tier 1? Now, in my opinion, the top 3 score streaks in this game, the top 3 most effective, lay you down, put you to sleep, make you go night-night score streaks. Number 1 is this right here. Here you go. We call this the Cerberus. I call it the night-night machine, the night-night car. Jimmy call it the NyQuil man. Delta start calling it the Delta machine. Whatever you want to call it, the Cerberus. This thing is deadly. Now, don't get me wrong. You can counter this, but you can pretty much counter any score streak. Now, I feel like this is a top-tier score streak. Why? Because when you get in it, if people are not EMPing you, you lay people down. Maps like Nuketown, I probably get 30 to 40 kills with this thing. Look how easy it is. Now, definitely, they can take you out. But, like I said, it's one of the more effective score streaks. To me, the second most effective score streak, let me lay this guy down. Where you going? Get shotgun. Like, I'm going in with the shotgun this game if you have no, so come on, no ruthless. It would be the Mothership. The Mothership is just raining terror on people. The Mothership is one of those score streaks that can change the momentum of a game. Now, my only complaint about the Mothership is it comes in too slow. I wish it would come into the game faster. It takes forever to get into the game. And often that causes, like when your teammates jump in with you, this gives the other team an opportunity to go ahead and get the flags. Now, as far as people shooting it down, believe it or not, while they're shooting it, that gives your team an opportunity to go ahead and lay them down while they're shooting it out. But it's definitely one of the most powerful score streaks. And now this is my top tier. The one I would put in the top tier, number 3, the hater. The hater is definitely OP. The hater is one of them things that can be a momentum changer. My only complaint about the hater is the fact that the hater doesn't last long enough. Now look at this Killer Bees. These Killer Bees about to go in. This is one of the most underrated specialists. Now here's the problem that I had with Drifter's video. It was 6 minutes long. How can you have an in-depth about score streaks in 6 minutes? Now I'm not going to even be able to explain all this in this 12-minute and 34-minute video. But if I was to go into every score streak and really get in depth, there's a lot of things I can talk about. You know, me personally, I feel like Call of Duty score streaks should be able to be set up per class. Look at this guy, where you get laid down, son. Ooh, I'm shotgun murdering people. I feel like for each class setup, you should be able to have a different score streak setup because it would make a difference. Now, don't get me wrong. There's certain streaks where you want to go with support. You want to go with UAVs and be that kind of player. But a lot of times, you want to have a score streak where you can lay people down. Like, to me, Ghost got it right. Anyway, let's go back into the most OP. So that would be my top tier, those 3. Now, there's some other ones that are close, but I would put them more mid-level. And like, for example, the Raps. I think the Raps are great. I definitely do. But they had to nerf them and buff them and buff them and buff them to finally get them right. The Raps were garbage for half of this game, but now they're starting to get the Raps right. And they do put in a lot more beast. But I still would put that in the middle tier. Other things I would put in the middle tier with it, the Wraith. Now, the Wraith is one of these streaks. It's hit or miss. Like, on certain maps, the Wraith is great. And this goes back to my beginning statement when I was trying to make a point about you got to have the right setup, the right streaks based on the map. The Wraith is one of these things I never use unless I'm getting on Redwood. When you get on Redwood, that thing goes ham. But while the Mothership sucks on Redwood because you can't see anybody. So for me, someone to say a score streak is, you know, not effective or something, they're just not using it right. I honestly think he hasn't gotten it enough to be effective with it. And since he's not effective with it, of course, he's going to have an opinion like how bad it is. But I'm going to tell you right now, the Mothership goes in. But once again, we're in the middle class tier. So right now for me, the middle class would be the Talon, the Raps, and what else? Something I think that's pretty effective, but can be hit or miss. Maybe Sentry Gun. And I'm going to say the Sentry Gun's hit or miss because sometimes that thing doesn't kill anybody. The Talon is great. The Talon is definitely like the Cerberus. The only problem with the Talon is the fact that it dies too quick. It doesn't last as long. You get that little night-night car out there, that thing seemed like it lasts half the game. But the Talon is very, very effective. He made it like the Talon was the most OP thing in the world. It really isn't. That thing is kind of slow sometimes. A lot of times I'm getting hit markers with it. The Cerberus, I'm not getting hit markers. I'm going to lay you down. Look, I'm about to work these steps. I'm sorry. Get out of here. And I feel the bottom rung type score streaks that are effective, but they're at the bottom. And I'm not going to even put a UAV there. I'm going to say the Hellstorm missile. I'm going to say something like that little RC car. I hate that little thing, but I find little turds like to use that thing, and that's an easy streak to get. And the care package. I would actually put those in the bottom rung. Because with a care package, sometimes you get lucky. I've seen people get Raps in that thing, Motherships. So for me, those streaks are the bottom tier. The ones I don't even classify would be like a UAV. He was talking about his main streak is counter UAV, Talon, and Raps. Now I'm going to tell you right now, if you're running counter UAVs or UAVs, you're cheese. I'm sorry. He said it basically tears people up. He says when you put a counter UAV up, basically people are panicking. He wasn't implying it, he was saying it. You put a UAV up on anyone in Camper Nation, we're going to call you cheese. We're going to look in the sky and shoot it. The one thing this game did was make shooting UAVs and counter UAVs down easy. And it's easy money. It's free 99. I love when I see a UAV up. You know how many times I got into my score sheet because someone threw a CAC UAV up? They throw that thing up and they make it easy for me. It's like they made my job simple. They made it too simple where I can lay people down. You put up UAVs and counter UAVs, all you doing is being cheese for the other team. And look at this, I'm getting into my Cerberus already. Look at this. Now, this game, I was playing a little bit of camping, a little bit of rushing. I was switching guns up. But look at the score streak I'm using. I'm using a Cerberus. I'm using a Raps. And I'm using a Mothership. Now, this is a deadly combination. Usually, when I get these kind of streaks and I get into a game, I'm not going to have low-scoring games. Once I get into it, I'm going to lay people down something nasty. 60 to 100 kill games. Now there are other score streaks that are fine, but I wouldn't even put them in like top tiers. They're just random. Like for example, use that, what's that stupid thing that drops down on you? I don't even know what it's called, the Rolling Thunder. Now that streak is kind of worthless for me because whenever I hear someone calling it, I just go hide indoors. I don't get killed by it at all, ever. It's very rare you'll see me get laid down by that thing. Of course, there's things that I didn't classify. Power core, because the power core to me is those greasies that really want a high score per minute. A lot of times when I'm playing and I'm rushing, I'll go with counter UAV, I'll go with hater, and I'll go with power core, and I'm using combat focus. It's only for the points. You can get in a game, run those things, you get that streak once, all of a sudden you got like a 700 score. That's for people that really want to run a score per minute up, but it's not necessarily going to be the most effective thing about changing the momentum of the game. Now, here's the thing. If you're running with a team and all you guys are running at, definitely it could be a momentum changer because you guys are all rushing. You're going to discombobulate the other team. You're going to have haters up the whole game. But we're talking about most of us. Most of us go solo a lot of the time. Look at somebody get this Mothership and lay these guys down. So I feel like the score streaks he talked about, and the way he talked about them, it was really, really ineffective, and it just didn't make sense to me at all. It just didn't. Oh, look at this guy. Get turned on, son. Get laid down. Now, I don't know how you guys feel about this. Go ahead and give me your opinions on this. If you think I'm wrong, if you think I'm right. I just feel like Drifter missed this one by a lot. I'm sorry. Your opinion on score streaks is invalid. I feel like you haven't gotten into enough score streaks to make it a legit argument. When you said that the talent was great because you can run with it on AI, that thing is garbage on AI. I don't know how many people I killed and I see that thing on their back. It's one of the worst score streaks on AI. Even Night Car, when you put that thing on AI, a lot of times it's not effective. But when you control that thing, it's nasty. At least they give you the option to control it. Now, this is a setup right here. Look at this. I'm going to be the kill feed. When you got wraps up, you got a Mothership up, and you got your teammates rushing these guys, there's nothing they can do about it. This is how you go into a game. This is a great score streak setup. Now, if you're a noob and you can't get into something, maybe you got to start with a UAV. But guess what? You run UAVs on me, I'm going to shoot it down, and this is what I'm going to drop on your head. So be careful listening to that Drifter advice. Now, look at this. Me and my boy both went in. We both dropped over 80s. We're 161 kills in this game. And, you know, people were running those silly things. But you run those silly things, guess what? You're going to get a Camper Nation result. All right, you guys, I just wanted to kind of drop my opinion on that. It got me a little heated seeing it today. I don't know how you guys feel about that. I hope you enjoyed this. What's this? I don't even know what this game mode is called. I never played this. I hate that stupid robot. But they're forcing me to get into it right now. But anyway, you guys, it's time for me to go get a burrito. If you're new to the channel, slap that sub. If you owe, show some support. Hit the like. All right, you guys, I am out. Let's go.